another episode of Friends, Food, Fun. I'm Brian Upward and I'm here with my cohort in crime, Helenka. So, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm going to pretend I'm going to be very well tonight.
Oh, excellent.
Just
That's
because I'm here with you and this is what it's all about.
Absolutely. Friends. It's all about the friends.
And having food and everything turns out to be fun.
Well, I thought that, I know Helenka laughs at this when I said to her, but I'm cleaning my cupboards out. So part of cleaning the cupboards out, I'm finding all sorts of interesting things, and one of the things that I found in this particular case was I have some Chinese-style sauce. It's sweet and sour for spare ribs, and it's by VH. I know we're name-dropping again. We always name-drop, right?
But we're also being authentic and...
well, as close as we can.
Yeah, truthful. But
truthful. We're letting people know in advance, that you don't do everything on your own. You sometimes have a little help. So our little help today is sweet and sour spare rib sauce. And part of the recipe says that you have to actually boil ribs. I do not boil ribs. No. Do not boil ribs. So anyway, what I did is I used my standard technique on cooking ribs. I did them in the oven. And here's how I did my ribs last night. Okay, so here's how my ribs are done. I buy my ribs in, these are a cryovac package. I'm just going to unseal it. I've got my oven preheated to about maybe 250, 300 because I'm going to slow cook them. Put them here on some paper towel just to start off. Now, on the back of the ribs, there is a membrane, and what I like to do is actually remove the membrane and discard it. I think it's so worth it. So it just comes out a nice piece in half and becomes very loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one back onto the paper towel because I'm going to actually dry them off afterwards. And now I'm going to do this next one. So I'm going to dry off my pack of ribs. I'm going to season them and I'm going to put them in the oven for a couple of hours. I think maybe 2 or 3 hours. So I'm going to put them on the rack there. So we've got 2 nice racks of ribs. And they're lovely like this. Just lovely. Okay. So a salt chest here. And one of the salts that I've chosen today is a smoked salt. So this is from a gift from Helenka. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt all over the ribs, just to give it some flavor. And it'll actually add some smokiness to this. So I've got just do some crushed black pepper. Very simple. There's probably a few other things that people have as tricks. Put it into the oven for about a couple of hours, like I said, at 250, 300, and the ribs will come out very moist and very tender. Okay, so my ribs are done. We have them right here on the tray, and now I'm going to cut them up, and then we're going to put the sauce on it. So I'm going to cut these. It kind of says on the directions, and I kind of like this idea, or either that or I dreamt it, I'm not sure which. Okay. But I'm going to cut the ribs in 2 bones. So each section will have 2 bones, and it's kind of like this. So this one has it down to first. So apparently you're supposed to boil this first. So we'll do that. Okay. So you just have to bring this up to a simmer. So this should be a good meal for us. We love ribs.
We always have.
Do you notice a trend?
Of
it
what?
seems that
Anything
you and I have some sort of tragedy, and then all of a sudden we make our own thing. So
yes.
The tragedy here is we're making our own cooking show because you know what? We want to be on TV. It can't be on TV. They won't let us. It's kind of sad. So we do our own show.
But it is still also about fun and friends.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about fun and friends, and and
cleaning out your cupboards. Okay, you've got. All right.
So we're
do
going
you have a ladle to? Do you want to try to, or will they all fit and the sauce will go over them?
Oh yeah, everything's fine. I got a spoon.
Okay, good.
Yep, we're good. We're good to go. Rock and roll.
Rings?
So, no, it's not rings, but I just discovered how I like symmetry.
Yeah. Not that we want you to think that Brian and I are rigid or anything.
Or rigid or set in our ways, God forbid.
But,
so all I'm doing is I cut the top and the bottom off. We are going to eat this too. But to get the middle part of it, I'm just going to run my knife through the inner. And, why this all of a sudden was a big revelation to me, but it was. I'm going to take the inner out. ribs. I set the timer for about 20 minutes because I think that's about fair. I mean, the ribs are already cooked. All you're doing is just simmering in your sauce. Your sweetness. Okay, so I got an ugly bowl. This is my ugly bowl.
Working bowl, yes.
Oh, working bowl.
Which has a very unstable bottom.
That's why it's ugly.
It's
so
tipsy too.
I have honey Dijon mustard.
All right.
Does that sound
Yes, it
fair?
does.
I have regular vinegar, white vinegar,
Okay.
and I have balsamic vinegar. So let's try that. You're my official taste tester.
Of course.
That's per normal. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of oil. And you know what? There's not exact measurements.
Actually, why don't you give me a pepper strip and I'll dip.
Are you going to dip it? Oh, what a great
And then
idea.
because then I'm not tasting just the oil.
This is here. Alrighty. Helenka, official taste tester
Okay.
of this kitchen.
All right. Oh, it looks quite
It looks
thick.
thick. Yeah, that
But
looks
I
great.
think that is going to be. Let me put some more. Or why don't you pour some
Here,
over?
let me just cook
Yes.
it. So, it's good? I gotta try this now.
Mm-hmm.
Just the look on your face makes me want to try it. We're gonna dump this in here.
Good. And
Dump,
are you going
dump
to
is
add
a cooking term.
Are you going to make more?
Yes.
Okay.
We will do more. I have
Alright.
a whisk here somewhere. I would say, I don't know if this is right. I think is it equal parts oil and vinegar? No, it's usually more oil than vinegar.
More oil because the vinegar, unless you're doing something with a vinegar that is so exquisite that you can just serve it like with a raspberry vinegar or a blueberry vinegar, or you actually don't mind the tartness because it's offset by the sweetness of the fruit that made it. Now, do you want to add our original back in there?
I already did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna have you do a little
Another little taste
taste
test.
test.
Okay.
It's kind of
Now this one is much, because it's a larger quantity, it's still quite creamy. Time, it seems as if the mustard is more prominent.
okay. Is that okay?
Oh, I like it.
Good. So smells good.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll use a nice big bunch of this green spinach. Now I've taken the lid off the ribs because I just want some of the water to actually evaporate from it. And you know, the other thing, the neat thing it's going to do is, like she said, I like sauce and I like it to stick. Yeah, this yellow pepper is not scarce. Let's just put that away.
Well, the colors look wonderful though.
So I'm going to drizzle this so that people can see. This is my version of drizzling. So these are pretty well finished. Let's start plating.
All right.
Let's see, so while I'm going to do this with fancy schmancy, I'm going to have you, it is hot, so please be careful. I'm going to give you a fork.
Thank you.
Try it out and see what the flavor is like. Here we go. This is all you get. No food for you, all for me.
Please. That was a good
Be careful,
guess.
it's hot. And the moment of truth. Good. Fall off the ribs. Good. Okay, great. Well, thank you very much again for watching another episode of Friends, Food, and Fun with myself, Brian, and Helenka. And like I said before, if you want more ideas to see the other shows that we have, visit brianhumper.com. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.